When we talk about joins and cardinality, what we're referring to is how many records from one table, from the join table, match a record in each record in the target table. So as an example here, this would be a one-to-one join. So we have two different tables, a join table and a target table, and each one of these would have 50 columns or rows, each row representing a different state. So when we want to join this on the abbreviation of Washington for state, on the abbreviated state, there's only one record here that has WA and one record here that has WA. So we're able to make a unique join here, and then all of this information like count and sum damage is associated with the joined table. This is called a one-to-one join. In many cases, however, we have a many-to-one join. And this could be an example such as shown here, where we have many different features, such as all of these listed here, that all are in Washington state. So if we want to add other information about Washington, we would take this one record from the join table and basically join it to all of these different records in the target table. So we have many different ones here, but only one here that it's joining to. And this is a very valid sort of join that we can do that is often done. One that we can't do with the join command is this one-to-many type of join. So even though we call it one-to-many join, it's not possible to do with the join command in ArcGIS, because as you can see, what would happen would be if we were trying to put these multiple features here into this table here, there's no way to do that because this would require all these 4 different rows, and there's only one row over here. So when we want to do something like this, instead of using the join command, we use the relate command instead. And the reason we do that is just it accounts for this, but it's not something that's easy to map. All of the join commands, once we've done those, it would be easy to map anything in the new attribute table. But with the relate, we don't have a new attribute table. We just have this relationship set up so that we use this relate command instead, and the database still understands how to deal with it, but it's not set up like one unique output attribute table. So the rules of joining, if we want to join, we can do it in 2 different ways, right? We can do a one-to-one, or we can also do a one-to-many. But in both cases, each record in the target table must match one and only one record in the join table. So we can see that going here, right? We can have multiple arrows pointing in this direction or just one arrow. Both of those are okay, but that's what provides us with a join, and otherwise we need to use a relate. There's one other type of cardinality, and that's called a many-to-many. And many-to-many often happen. For example, we could have a list of different courses and the students within those courses. So we have many different students. Some students are taking the same course, and students are taking multiple courses. So there's a lot of complexity in these type of things, and these complex relationships are just difficult to capture in GIS. They can still be captured in a database management system, but we don't often use them because they're complex to capture and map in a GIS. So the summary of the cardinalities, we can have one-to-one joins. Examples of that would be like states to governors, because each state can only have one governor, or countries to capitals, because each country can only have one capital. A one-to-many would be something like states to cities or districts to schools. And the many-to-one would be just the opposite, right? Cities to states or schools to districts. And then these many-to-many relationships, students to classes or stores to customers, they're very important, but once again, they're not easy to capture in a single attribute table in GIS, as are these ones here. So these top 2 are where joins come in handy. This is a relate, and this is something even more complicated than a relate, which can be captured with database management, but is not easy to map as a single attribute table.